Good morning. It's good to see you for week 3, day 2. Thank you for being a part of this. I say good morning. You may be doing this in the afternoon or the evening. Whenever you do this, I hope it's a help and a blessing to you. But just get in the Word every day. Get in the Word, get your journal out, and just start writing those things down. I think I've got 4 of these right now where I've been recording stuff just in the last year. And it's so helpful to me. I've got where most of my sermons are even written in a journal. So I never was a journaler, never was much of a person that wrote things down, but I started doing it during the pandemic, and it's just been so helpful to me. So, I know some of you are like, I put it in my phone or I put it in my head, but there's something about putting it down on paper that is powerful to me. So we're going to look at Luke chapter 12 today, and I'm going to share with you my highlight today from Luke 12, verse 31. And anytime I talk about the kingdom of God, I love the kingdom of God and what it means and studying some of those things. But Luke chapter 12, verse 31 says, "But seek the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added to you." Seek the kingdom of God. And he's been describing all of these things. Everybody's going to be seeking after what's good, and their clothing and their food, and nations are going to be seeking their peace. And he says, no. First of all, seek the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. This is a parallel verse to Matthew 6:33. "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." So you got a parallel of passages here from Luke 12 and Matthew 6. And he tells us to seek the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is where Christ rules and Christ reigns. And so I'm giving place to him. I'm giving him the proper place in my life where he's allowed to rule and reign over my life. He's allowed to have the final say so. And I want to do what he would see best, not what I would see best. Seek his righteousness, his goodness, not ours. My definition of goodness may be completely different than God's definition of goodness. So I want to seek his righteousness, because all my righteousness, all my goodness without God is filthy rags. And so I want to seek after the righteousness of God in what he has for me. And this is, when I begin to apply this today, I realize this. When we have what matters, when we have the kingdom of God and we have his righteousness, when we have what matters, the value of everything else falls into place. When we have what matters, the value of everything else falls into place. The things that I thought were so important and so valuable now just look so small. One thing the pandemic did, how it kind of changed me. I've always been a big sports guy, and I still love sports, and I'm still involved in them to a great degree. But I just learned that I don't tune in for the games like I used to, and I don't really. It's funny how some things valued and how some things changed, and I think that may be true of some other area of your life. And so when you start getting what really matters, all the other stuff, all the values of everything else falls into place. And so my response today is I want to evaluate my priorities in my life. I need to really sit down and do an evaluation of the priorities in my life. And as I've done that, I found out, wait a minute, this doesn't have as much value as I thought it did, and this is way more valuable. And so I would challenge you to do that day, to evaluate your priorities in your life and seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness above everything else. Hey, tell us what God showed you today in the comments. Let us know. And I know it'll bless someone else today.